Welcome back to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. I'm your host, Rick Davis. You can follow me at Prime Real Estate Rick on Facebook and Instagram. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate, please visit our website at brooksanddavis.com. As always, riding shotgun with me is my co-host, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, man, enjoying the show, man. I got B. Sam in the building, dropping nuggets these people ain't ready for, so... Hey,
man, we dispelling myths, busting rumors, and all that today,
yes,
man.
Indeed.
Because in 2021, man, there will be no misinformation.
That's right.
Amen.
No doubt. So, man, I appreciate everybody for tuning in this week. I want to introduce this week's guest. She is the CEO and founder of Beyond the Close and one of the most knowledgeable licensed loan officers anywhere in the city of Houston. I want to thank her for sitting in with us this week. Miss Brandy Sams, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, Larry.
Yes, sir.
See, when we was during our break, you were throwing a few cool ideas around. And I was just like, look, we got to get that actually on air. So please, Larry, if you would.
You would do. So, because, you know, when you're in the real estate space, man, you get to hearing everyone talk about the biggest thing everyone's talking about right now is, at some point the real estate going to have to go through a recession like they did in '08. But, you know, so I wanted to pose the question to my friend. What are her thoughts? I was listening to this question really has been heavy on my mind because I was listening to the show called Earn Your Leisure. They got a guy named Ian on there that's a stock guy. Mm-hmm. No stock, backwards and forwards. If you want, he's very successful at that. Mm-hmm. But in his mind, he feels like we're going to run into a real estate recession. And I'm like, no, we're not. Mm-hmm. And there's, you know, what's your thoughts, Brandy?
I agree with you, Larry. There were so many other factors that happened in 2008 that aren't in existence right now.
Yeah.
And are prices going to go up? Clearly they are, right?
And
are interest rates going to go up?
Yeah.
Clearly they are. At the same time, I think that what people are forgetting is that the previous massive recession affected so many other industries that are doing well right now. Mm-hmm. And we have way more buyers in the market than we have inventory.
Yeah.
So we'd almost have to triple the inventory to outpace the buyers to then start the process of a real estate recession. So I don't see a real estate recession coming.
Yeah.
I do think some people will be priced out the market if they don't go ahead and take advantage. But in terms of like a true recession like it was back then, no, I don't see that coming.
And I totally agree. And I remember I had this conversation. I was telling, like when this was going on, I had a conversation the very next day. And I was like, well, one of the biggest things about it was, I mean, you had appraisers at the time were not as regulated as they are now. So, you know, they had their misdeeds. Then you had the partnership of them teaming up with different realtors and mortgage people that didn't have ethical practices, them partnering up. And then I even believe in the beginning of 08, 05, the 05 era, like as a mortgage person at that time, you just paid a fee. You wasn't no regulations.
There was not the same level of oversight. They didn't have the amount of guidelines. There was no CFPB oversight and regulation. They didn't have any of those things going. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that the stock market, it was multiple industries. It wasn't even just real estate. I know that they like to talk about real estate being an actual issue for 08, but people were out of jobs in a lot of industries, right? The medical community wasn't as strong as it is right now.
That's right.
You know, oil and gas wasn't as strong either. Yes, we're having some issues with the airline industry, but tourism is coming back. There's so many other areas and ways and buyers that are in the market right now
that are actually getting financed properly, right?
Exactly.
It's not, back then we had those interest-only loans
that weren't explained.
Was not explained. You had teachers getting homes for $400,000 on
and they made $45,000.
You know, that's not happening right now. So. And that's the biggest thing. So I wanted to just talk to another professional about it. It's been on my mind. So I knew you was gonna really drop the gems. So.
I don't. And then the other thing that I think that people fail to understand is that the banks were so in collusion with one another with selling those mortgage-backed securities and making sure that they were investing or, you know, having investors invest in bad debt.
Yep. I agree.
And so the industry has turned itself around and are really trying to streamline things so that most people, if you are going to acquire debt, it's not debt that's going to put you in a position for a downfall if there is a loss of your income for any particular reason.
No doubt. So Yeah, man, Rick, I just had to go. It was on my heart. So for those of you that are following through social media, if y'all follow Ian and he wants to do a debate on this thing, just let him know that I'm always ready. We can debate stocks and we can debate real estate and who gonna do what to start some type of recession. I'm always about that.
I mean, I just feel blessed that we were able to have a professional like Miss Brandy Sam sitting in with us this week. I'm sure you get this a lot. I don't know if you served as a mentor to the youth before or you speak in front of children, but one of the reasons Larry and I built this platform was to motivate and inspire that next generation of entrepreneurs and business people. So I want to ask you this question. What did you do professionally before you got into the mortgage industry? And what was it that flipped the switch and you were kind of like ignited that passion in you to become an entrepreneur and a business owner?
So I would say to the first question in regards to an entrepreneur and business owner, that's a family thing. I was born into that.
That's what's
so.
Larry and I ask people that every week, don't we, Larry? You'd be surprised.
She said she was a landowner. I was like, yeah.
6 generations. Yeah, go ahead, Miss Brandy.
So my grandmother actually was, she was a real estate broker.
Okay.
And so in the Bay Area, in Oakland, and so she would have her friends and help them to buy homes. And she was always like really instrumental in understanding what was going on. She went to the community meetings. She knew what was coming to Oakland and Emeryville and Berkeley and all these different areas like 5-10 years down the line.
Absolutely.
So she had that foresight, right?
Yep.
And so she used to encourage us all the time to, you know, not necessarily just go to work, right, but have something for ourselves.
Yep.
And then both of my parents, they did Amway. They did. Yeah, you know what I mean?
That's the name of it. I was trying to tell somebody about that the other day. It was like one of the
first. You couldn't think of the name, right?
MLMs, right? Like Amway,
Yeah, so like my daddy is a computer programmer and my mom worked in law. And yet they still had an entrepreneurial spirit. Like growing up, my mom took a contract with the state of California, offering services to them so that she could be home when we came home from school.
Oh, that's super cool.
But she worked the whole time, right? And so then my dad was someone who wanted to do that as well. So I grew up really not wanting to work for anybody else, right? But at the time, I just didn't have a lot of direction. So I tried a lot of different, like I was selling. When deregulation happened with the telephones, I was selling telephone services and some of the other
Ignite
things.
And all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm not a typical salesperson. I can't just sell you stuff just to sell it to you just because I can.
Right.
You know.
No, but I mean, now this is the part of the show where I have to ask a follow-up because there are people who've probably done business with you for 5 years, 10 years, who have no idea that was a part of your sales background.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want this to be an example to everyone who watches this episode is that regardless of what you're doing right now, those skills that you're developing are transferable.
They are.
And that's what I think makes your story so powerful and why I urge all of our listeners to follow you on social media and your website. So please, could you share with our audience how they could keep up with you online, your website, and how they can reach out for you for consultation?
Sure. So the best way to reach myself or anyone on my team is to go to my website, loanswithbrandy.com. That's LOANSWITHBRANDY.com. That will have my link tree. So that allows you to book a Dreams and Goals call. That's a call like if you don't know exactly where you want to go, where to start, we'll take 15 minutes out of the day to go ahead and help you and then tell you what the next steps are. If that's moving forward with getting your credit together, then we have a referral for that. If it's where you want to get a mortgage, we have a referral for that. And we also do hard money as well as private money as well. So
there we go. That's the magic words all those investors wanted to hear.
The other thing you can do is if you're ready to go ahead and apply, there's a link for the application process. It is online. And then you will be sent a needs list, and then you will be able to book a longer consultation to go over your pre-approval process, regardless of whether or not you're trying to purchase or you're looking to refinance. So that's the best way to reach me. And then our office line is 800-249-0089. However, if you don't reach us, it's because we're with clients, and so then the best way to still connect is going to be the loanswithbrandy.com.
Absolutely. And I urge everyone in our audience, if you are a real estate investor, reach out to Miss Brandy. You can talk to her about some of the financing options, some of the hard money options that she may be able to provide you with. And if nothing else, reach out to her and schedule that Dreams and Goals call.
Thank you.
Because I think I think that'll give a lot of our listeners some perspective on how they could push their professional brand and their personal and financial brand to the next level. So I thank you so much for offering that to the people who listen to our show.
It's super important, and not to mention the fact that I do want to mention to everyone, I may not be the person you talk to. So I have a team, and I have them for a reason. They are all educated professionals. So please keep that in mind.
Absolutely.
When you call or when you schedule, but we're all here to help.
That's no right. Problem. Please allow us to have growth as small business owners. Please allow us to have growth. So that's why it's important. Yes.
So, Mr. Larry W. Brooks.
Yes, indeed.
It is Thursday.
Yeah.
Which makes tomorrow Friday.
It is.
Which means we are on the cusp of the weekend, man. What's going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King this weekend, man, for the audience?
My Monday feels like my Friday, so I don't know. They all complicated. So nothing is going on. I'll be working in these H-Town and social media streets, making sure that things are going the way that they're supposed to.
Hey, man, well, I want to thank you for sitting in with us, man, because I know it's spring break for everybody in the world, man.
Yes,
so I
know
I know the planes, the trains, and the automobiles been calling. So appreciate you for holding it down with us this week, man. And as always, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Prime Real Estate Network podcast. If you need anything, I am only a text, inbox, or DM away. Please don't hesitate. Give me a call. You can email me because we're always here to serve. On behalf of myself and the Texas Real Estate King, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We'll see you all next Thursday, and be blessed.